What is up, everybody? It is me. It is Monty. I am back again. Today's video is definitely going to be shorter than it probably should be. Not that it should be, but then I would like. I feel like that's the correct word. Partially because I have just like not been reading. I have been taking full advantage of not having to go into work. And so while I was making my dinner, I'm saying dinner. It is what? It is 2:30. And I made dinner. But while I was making dinner, I did listen to the first tiny bit of Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've listened to 14% of the book. I've always envisioned myself as like a Sally Rooney girly. I feel like that is just a person that is going to work for me. I don't know how necessarily truthful that is, but I figured Vlogmas is as good a time as any to, find out. Conversations with Friends and Normal People were both available on audiobook, so I'll be listening to those two. And then Beautiful People, Where Are You? Is that the name of that book? Her blue book is available from Libro FM. It was like a pick when that book first came out last year, the year before. So I've had access to that for a hot minute now. So I'm going to listen to them over the course of the next couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes. We'll figure it out. So far, Normal People is whatever. I feel like Normal People is the one that I was most excited for, just because I do actually want to watch the Hulu adaptation. And while I could have just watched the show without reading the book, as I did with Lessons in Chemistry, I still went back and listened to the book. So I feel like this is the universe aligning. Everything is available. Everything is good to go. And they're pretty short. At least Normal People and Sally Rooney. Normal People and Sally Rooney. Normal People and Conversations with Friends are both like, I think 9 hours or under. So love that for me personally. But today I got some book mail from Melanie. And one of these books, according to the Christmas card that you can kind of see in the background, is supposedly a Monty book, allegedly. And the other book is one that I'm going to think is foolish. And that's really all I know. So I'm going to apparently just tear this. I was trying not. Oh, there we go. I am a person. I feel like this is how you can tell a lot about a person. When you are unwrapping things. Oh, there's also a candle that came in this package. I don't know if I'm going to light it, but I have been in need of a new candle. But when you are unwrapping things, are you a person that attempts to untape it, or do you just like rip the wrapping paper? Like, I'm never going to reuse the wrapping paper, so it feels silly to to do it this way that I'm doing. But I'm a tape unwrapper person. So let's see here. This first book that was in the green paper. Oh, okay, yeah. She was my North Star, the brightest jewel in my sky. Oh, it's from Bloom. So I have King of Wrath, the proud owner of book 1 in the Kings of Sen series. Didn't see this coming. So I think that means that this book is the one I'm not going to think foolish. Clearly, King of Wrath is a book that I'm going to find foolish. I'm going to find that book foolish. Back in, I think, what was it, 2020? I think it was when one of Peace Love Books' book club was reading the first book that Anna Wong put out. Not the first book. They read the second book. And so I tried to read that one time. One time I tried to read it, and I was just very unimpressed. And I do know that the series are connected. I think that like later on, you kind of meet some of the characters from the series in the Twisted series that she wrote. I'm not really going to make it a priority to go back and read all 4 of those. Although originally, back a year ago, I thought that I was going to read all of Anna Wong, and I was going to make an Anna Wong reading vlog. So I guess this is the universe telling me I should get on that. Oh, okay. Whew. I do not have a copy of this. I'm turning the wrapping paper inside out. This is really sad. Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Wong. I only have this on audio, so I've never read this physically. This was easily one of my favorite books of the year. Oh, this book is so short. It's 251 pages. You guys know You guys know that I'm a person who really likes a long book, and I guess I kind of knew that it was short because of the audiobook, and I listened to it in like the better part of a day. But still, I did not expect it to be physically so short. Anyway, doesn't matter. I own a copy of this now. Love this for me. At some point, I need to reorganize my shelves. I do, but it's gonna sit there in the background for now. We got 2 Asian authors. We got Anna Wong and we got Ling Ling Wong. Look at that. Maybe I'll do them alphabetical and they can be besties in alphabetical order. I just finished editing the first part of this video where I unwrapped the gifts from Melanie, and I told you guys that I had read the first 14% of Normal People by Sally Rooney, that I'm going to try and have a Sally Rooney moment. I'm going to try and be that girly. We're going to do that. But after that, I turned that into like a 20-minute tangent on the idea of I read this so you don't have to. And I wanted to revisit that because there was no way that I was going to be able to edit the tangent that I originally went on. And maybe because I had already gone, down the street, around the corner, up to the moon and came back, I'll be able to have that tangent in this clip a little bit better. So I think in part because of the influx of the Goodreads vlog season that, we talked about briefly the other day, which you guys know, I view as Halloween. I think that it's really cute. I'm still going to watch the videos. Like, I'm still going to participate because part of the reason that I read this, you don't have to conversation is so silly to me. Silly. I don't view those titles as necessarily being serious. So before you go into the comments and be like, it's just for clicks. I get it. I understand. I don't think anyone is that deep. It just bothers me personally. It's a me problem. I don't plan on fixing the problem because it's not like I'm going to the people's comments and yelling at them for titling their videos that way. I'm just more vocalizing a pettish peeve that I've noticed within myself that, again, I don't plan on working on because it's not ruining my life in any significant way. I just wanted to talk about it briefly in a video series where I just come here and talk to you guys every day. So part of the issue that I have with that is I personally, again, like, I understand it's not that serious. It's really not that deep. No one is actually saying don't read. Well, maybe somebody out there is saying don't read these books. And again, similar to my my Goodreads vlog, annoyance that I expressed in the other video, I don't really know. At this point, I'm not even sure how much of the themed vlogs that I watch from other people is about them setting themselves up for success. And I say that as someone who this year has scrapped many a themed reading vlog. There have been many a vlog that I have just, like, I thought I was going to make this year. I had a whole Notion template. I had an entire year's worth of reading mapped out for me. And at a certain point this year, I had to look at that map out and go, am I setting myself up for success here? Like, am I actually reading these books because I think that I would enjoy them? And I feel like the answer to that question was very much no. And so I just kind of decided to spend 2023 reading what I wanted to read, making the videos that I wanted to make, in part mostly behind the paywall, mostly over there, mostly doing wrap-ups over here, and on occasion being like, you know what, this might be, a click and view grab, but I do think that this is a book that a larger group of people would be interested in hearing my thoughts on. And so I'll put it over there. Like, this can be a public consumption video, but not every book every book I read is going to be somewhat for public consumption because I do eventually log all of my thoughts and opinions on Goodreads, which at that point, if I'm, if you're doing anything more than just marking a book as read and moving on with your life, you're there for public consumption. So I'm there for public consumption. And so it wasn't even that. So the idea of like, I read it so you don't have to has just never really crossed my mind because I put my thoughts and opinions out there for public consumption, not only for people who have never read the book, which is a fair number of people. Like, if I go to any of my publicly consumed, review videos, my House of Sky and Breaths, my Iron Flames, my video on Swordcatcher, all of those videos, somebody in the comments is saying that they were never going to read the book, and so they're happy that I talked about it and however I talked about it. But as much as I'm happy for those people to, give them a glimpse of like what was happening in this book and kind of my unique issues with whatever text is, those are still very much bases for people who have read the book. Like, as much as it's nice to inform people who are never going to pick it up and they can just continue to move on, but they're just kind of curious, as much as it's fun to satisfy those people and to give them a glimpse into maybe like what they're missing and maybe convince them that they should read this, because even though I hated something about it, they would actually really love to see that on the page. So as much as it's nice for those people, I still, in large part, even though I'm really bad at responding to comments, I still do make videos for people who have read the book, so we can have a conversation about the book that we all read together. And so titling something that I did it so you don't have to is just weird to me. And I don't know, it just feels very strange. It feels very, very strange to me. It's just like, if somebody has done a big project and they really want attention on it, or they read like a really hyped book, they're like, I don't know, there's something about it titling that way where it's like, I am now the authority on the book. And now you person on the internet do not need to read this book, so you do not need to form the opinion. It's just very strange to me. And again, I say this as someone who has a book, has a video in that same, title theme, where I think it's like my Lee Bardugo videos. I suffered, so you don't have to. Obviously, people are going to continue to pick up Lee Bardugo. She literally just won another Goodreads Choice Award, so like the girls they're picking her up. Clearly, they're not suffering, okay? But I wanted to martyr myself, allegedly, in 2021 when I came up with that video title. And, 2023, I could probably retitle it, and maybe the algorithm will start serving it up again to people. But there's just something about it that just seems very strange to me for a group of people who are on the internet ostensibly making public-facing content for people to consume the books, or for people who have already consumed the book to come to you so you can have like a dialogue about it. It just feels very one way. And creation is already, so it's already like I'm talking to a fucking camera. Like I'm like no one else is in the room with me. And so it's already very isolating in that regard to then be like, well, now that I've read the thing, I'm going to make content about the thing, but don't you also read the, it's just, I don't know. There's something about it. Again, I don't think that's actually the intent of anybody who's titling their video that way. It just seems very silly to me. It just seems very silly. It's giving unserious, and not unserious in a fun way. It's not unserious in like a, let's skip through the, the poppy fields and eat lollipops and have a nice little picnic at the end. It's just like, let's be fucking serious. Like, I don't know. And again, it's not that deep. I'm not asking for anybody to change how they want to title their videos or like do some silly little call to action. It's really not that deep. I've just been noticing a lot lately, and I've been noticing that my own reaction to the title is, I don't even want to click on the video. Like, I do not want to click on the video. Part of that is also, I think, that just my relation to how other people structure their reviews is just not always entertaining to me personally. There are so many people on the platform that I feel fall into this trap of just giving an extensive plot. It just gives Wikipedia. I feel like I've clicked onto the Wikipedia article about whatever the book is, and I'm just getting the plot synopsis and their star rating, and then that's it. I feel like I'm not really getting what the book did for them, like what they took out of the book. Like, I don't know. And it's not even that I feel like I do that. I don't even think that like my book reviews are the end all be all. But I think it's this marriage of I'm hesitant about the quality of some stranger on the internet's review, the analysis of a book, coupled with I read it, so you don't have to. Then I'm like, well, you might have read it, but I don't know if you actually read it. I've also been burned all year. I've been a very shady person talking about like, where's the reading comprehension? Like what is happening to the girlies? And it's not just everybody. It's also me. I think it was notoriously in my House of Sky and Breath review. I talked about having a reading comprehension error. When I was reading Fall of Giants in June, I thought a character had died, and I was so excited. And I was telling my vlog, like, yes, you guys, the character is gone. He's dead. He's done and dusted. And then I kept reading, and I had to come back later that night and go, you guys, I lied. There was a comprehension error. The man was not dead. So it's not everybody. Like, again, I am not isolating myself from these critiques that I'm also seeing in the universe. It's just, I don't know. There's something about this is a perfect storm, I guess, that has just disillusioned me a little bit, and that's playing into my newfound pet peeve. I used to think I didn't really have any bookish pet peeves or like booktube pet peeves, but the older I get and the more old man I feel, the pet peeves are coming. So let me know down below if you have any booktube pet peeves, and maybe there's something I do, and maybe I should reflect on some of them down there that you are putting in the comments. But I'm going to go. I'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully having finished Normal People by Sally Rooney, and we'll get back on track of me talking about books and not just random things in the community that I don't really need to comment on, but feel the need to. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and until next time, bye.